so often, the Sports Hangover touches on mature topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to Sports Hangover. I am Jeremy Garrison in Orlando. That is Michael Benatar in
What
a
up?
brand new house in Los Angeles, and
Yes.
we are bringing you the top 3 stories making news today. Michael, how you doing?
I'm good, Jeremy. It's kind of cold here in LA. I had to drink some coffee, wake myself up a little bit. Not as
You have air
nice.
conditioning in the new house.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to put it on. It's expensive to run air conditioning in a house.
expensive
Yeah,
in
it's
LA?
you got to try to
Alright.
save money.
I was just out there in LA. It was great to see you.
It was okay to see you, Jeremy. You were here a long time, and there's other places you could stay, but you just decided to stay at my house the entire
Well, it's the
time.
most comfy place. I know you welcomed me with your warm, open arms,
all the
and it
time.
was fantastic.
I
I'm
know.
glad you did. All right, 3 stories making headlines today. The first one, Mike, we are 24 hours away, less than 24 hours away now from the NFL Draft, round 1.
Round 1.
Tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, I am not very excited about it.
Not excited about it either. I think the most exciting part will be to see who trades for what during the draft, because that's where things could happen. I mean, the Bucks already traded away their 16th, 9th round, something
The
like that.
13th pick for Darrell Revis, that was a big deal.
I was close between 9 and 16.
Sure, yeah.
That was the biggest deal that happened before the draft. And
There'll be a lot more trades tomorrow night, Thursday night, during the draft.
Yeah.
I don't know all the players involved. I'm not as big a college football fan as I am the NFL. The biggest thing to me is looking at what positions get drafted. Hey, the Dolphins got a safety in the first round. That's how kind of I know what's going on in the
But
draft.
does that doesn't excite you because it could be a safety that just doesn't perform? I mean, you guys draft people every year and they don't perform.
Are you saying me as in the Dolphins?
I'm saying you as in the Dolphins. And I saw the Dolphins, the leaked jersey of the new jersey came out.
What do you think of that whale floundering around on that sleeve?
I don't know. It's interesting. I think they could have kept it the same. It's a classic.
They
It's a
could,
classic
but
look.
they want to sell more stuff. And you owe me a jersey, by the way. You need to get me the new logo with the Dolphins, not the old one.
We'll see. You're not. There's no way you're getting the new jersey. You're gonna get the old 2011 edition 12. The new.
No, I need the new logo.
No.
You can get it ripped off cheap
All
from the guy
right.
down the
What-
street in the little flea market.
What else do you have for us? What
You don't want to hear us argue about this? Well, my big story about the draft, not
Yeah.
that we're not excited about it, that's not one of our headlines. It's that the NFL Network and ESPN analysts, guys like Schefter and Mortensen, they agreed not to tweet picks before they happen. So you're not going to find out who is getting picked until Roger Goodell announces it, which is different than in years past when Twitter was blowing up with like, this person's going here. It kind of ruins the excitement.
Well, won't there be other people in there tweeting?
But no one from NFL Network or ESPN. This guy, Jason La Canfora, he works for CBS. He is going to be tweeting it, but you can just choose not to follow him because I don't follow him anyway. I don't think you do.
No, I don't even know who he is. But does
Exactly.
I mean, even if one person tweets it, it's going to get out. I mean, Twitter is a powerful thing, and all of a sudden you tweet one thing. I mean, everybody's going to be like, oh, he's coming out. But how delayed is it? Are we going to notice, like, is there a 5-hour delay or a 10-minute delay?
Oh, it's just they like say 10 minutes before because the draft is moving so fast during the draft. You don't know who's available, who's not. So the pick will normally be tweeted out 3 to 5 minutes before the commissioner makes a pick. And now they're saying Schefter not allowed to tweet, Mortensen not allowed to tweet until Goodell says the pick. Then they can tweet out whatever they want, all the other bullshit.
Okay.
I was saying it's interesting. I would say if you don't want to know who is going to be picked, stay off Twitter. Just watch it like a TV show, like a movie.
It makes sense. I mean, I'm going to watch it on
Suspense.
my ESPN app. I don't have cable right now, so we'll see. I mean, I'm not excited. I'll probably just put it on, see what happens, first round, and then after that, I mean, there's nothing really to even pay attention to, I think. I don't
Especially because the first round is only on Thursday and then round 2 is on Friday.
Yeah,
so-
well, I'm not going to watch it Friday or Saturday.
No, that's too bad. Chris Berman, by the way, he always pissed me off in the past when he would like make a joke or a wisecrack about what the commissioner was about to say, like he knew the pick and then toss it to the commissioner. I hate Chris Berman for a lot of reasons. That is one of them.
What else
All
do you
right.
have for us, Jeremy?
Our number 2 burning story of the day, Michael, you'll like this. Browns linebacker Quentin Groves was arrested in a prostitution sting in
Whoa.
Cleveland. You know, he requested the full service.
Jeremy, I don't hate him for this. I think in Cleveland, what else are you going to do?
That's why I threw that in there. It's important to know that this happened in Cleveland where there's nothing else to do.
There's nothing. I mean, he must have been just hanging out, got a few extra bucks, and no girls are in town. Couldn't call anybody up. Driving down the street. I'm not going to hate him for spending like $150, have a little sex. He's a millionaire. Let him do what he wants. Or almost a millionaire. Nearly a millionaire.
He's a millionaire. He signed a $2 million deal with the Browns. He got a huge rookie contract by the Jacksonville Jaguars back when money flew out to these rookies like no one's business. He never performed. He's been on 6 teams in 4 years, which is really embarrassing for him.
It's not good.
Clearly even more embarrassing with the prostitute. The bigger story here, he agreed to pay an extra $20 for anal sex, Mike. Is that is that the fair rate right now? Is that the going rate?
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty cheap. I don't know what anal sex include. I mean, is this like a tranny or was this a girl and is just gonna penetrate?
This was a girl. I mean, full service was already included, and I guess full service doesn't include anal. On the menu board, just under full service, you can add on anal for 20.
Anal. It's like okay. So was this were they in person or was this like a phone call where you call like a hotline and be like, oh yeah, I wanna.
I think they emailed back and forth. Well, it was a prostitution sting, so he showed up at the hotel room and he gets busted by the cops when the door opens. He's fucked right off the get-go there.
That sucks.
So he never got his anal. That's the worst part.
So he's talking to a cop the whole time, and the cop is just like, God, that sucks.
That's embarrassing, right? And now that we know that, it's pretty funny, too. Pretty bad for him. But 20 for anal, I thought that was pretty cheap. I mean,
I guess
these girls are just giving their assholes up for nothing, right?
Oh, I thought he wanted anal. I thought like he wanted to be penetrated the whole time. I didn't know. I didn't.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh well,
no.
then yes, that was
not
way.
Gay sex.
That was way too cheap. The whole time, Jeremy, I thought, holy shit, this guy wants to be penetrated in his ass.
By who's gonna penetrate him? It's a girl prostitute.
I thought the girl was gonna get like a dildo and like. All right.
He's sticking it in her butt for only an extra $20. That's all she's getting. 20 extra.
Way too cheap for anal. Way too cheap. Wow.
Now we're on the same page. I agree. Way too cheap for
way too cheap. Yeah.
God, that.
What else you got?
I think we shocked a lot of people with that one.
Yeah.
Our third one is a heartwarming story, Michael, coming out of Atlanta, where my team, the Braves, have 2 brothers on their team, BJ Upton and Justin Upton, and they're playing together on the same team for the first time ever this season. They hit back-to-back home runs yesterday on this was on Tuesday. Yeah. They hit back-to-back home runs for the first time in baseball history, which is really, really cool. And it got me thinking, if you could play pro sports with anyone related to you, anyone in your family, who would it be? Would it be like a parent? Would it be a kid? Or would it be a sibling like a brother? What's the coolest relationship to play with?
I mean, it would probably be a cousin. Just because I think a cousin, right? I don't have, like, what am I going to do? Play with my sister in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean,
what is she gonna do?
There's no rules here. She could be the kicker.
What if I said I don't want to play with my family members in a sport?
I guess that's an option. I thought people would want. I thought this was a cool, heartwarming story after anal sex.
No family members in the professional sport. Yes, it's cool for like 2 brothers to play, but I don't want anybody else playing with me. I don't have a brother, so I say no family members.
You're a lone ranger. What about your kid? What if you were a professional hockey player and your son is on the same team as you because you had a kid when you were 18 and now you're like the same age.
But I didn't.
And you're 40 and he's 20. You can play in the NHL together. You don't want that?
That would be great. But guess what? I'm 26. I don't have a kid, and I'm not going to have a kid anytime soon. We are not going to play the same sports. I say no. I pass it to you, Jeremy. What do you say?
You're thinking way too realistically. I say yes, this would be cool. It'd be cool to play with my dad.
Well, because you have a brother.
My kid.
You have a brother.
I have a brother, and that's what I'm going to go with. That's my final answer, because what would be cooler than spending a whole baseball season, which lasts forever.
Forever.
It's so long. It goes on 18 months a year. And you're going to be able to play with your brother this entire time, go everywhere with them,
I don't have
be
a
on
brother.
the same team.
I don't have a brother. So I feel...
I know, and you don't like your sister. But
you should feel bad for me. I don't have a brother. So I could never play sport with them.
Way too realistically. Even if you didn't have a brother, you can envision.
Am I supposed to make up like, oh God?
You're also not a professional athlete, Mike.
But maybe I could be. I don't know.
Maybe you have a brother. Who knows what your dad and mom were doing way back in the day?
What else? Is that it, Jeremy? Is that all we have?
That's it. That's 3 stories. I clearly grossed you out on multiple levels this show.
All right. If you want to check us out, we're on the sportshangover.com, youtube.com/Sports Hangover. We're still on iTunes, still pumping out the audio version of the show if you want to check it out. We are now the Sports Hangover, dropping the podcast, even though that never affected anybody. It's just helping us. We are now entertained. It
just makes us feel better.
It does make us feel much better. So this might be the last time we talk about it. All right. If we don't get molested or arrested or abused, we'll be back sometime this week.